Hi, I'm Chris with Visual Sorcery, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk to you about editing queues. So, just to start off here, let's go ahead and create a queue so we have something to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn all of the intelligence group on, and I'm going to add a queue, and we're just going to name it on. Okay, so if I click on this queue, you see over here in the queue editor, we get a representation of what's happening inside this queue. So we have the intelligence group, and the intensity is being turned on at 100%. And you can see a little representation of the attributes that are being changed in this icon here. So very simple. If I add something else to this, say if I turn these red, and then we'll just go ahead and update this queue. Now we have the red, green, blue values that we changed right there. So if I want to make an adjustment to one of these values, let's say I want to bring the intensity down to 75%. I'm going to click on this keyframe right here, and you'll see keyframes at the beginning of the queue here. And I'll click on it, it's highlighted in blue, and then I'll change the value down to 75. And now when that recalls, it's going to go to 75. So since we have keyframes here, the reason that these are here is so that you can make adjustments over time. So say I want this to start off at 75% and then slowly fade down to 25%, but then by the end of the queue have it be up at 100%. All I have to do is I just set my position in time, and then I make an adjustment right there, and it sets the keyframe. So say we'll go ahead and put this one at 100%. So now as I go through time here, it's going to start off at 75, it's going to go down to 25, up to 100, and then it's going to stay at 100 because that's what was set right there. So looking at this, I don't really need this keyframe. So I'm just going to select it and then press delete on the keyboard, and it's gone. And there we go. So that's essentially all there is to keyframing. It's very simple and allows you a lot of flexibility in how you set your queues up. So next thing I'm going to show you here is queues with palettes, because it's could be a little bit confusing when you first look at it because it's different than normal queues. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn this group on and recall a palette here. And then I'm going to add a queue. We're just going to say left. Okay. When I select this and look at the queue, we have that intensity value that I set first right there. And then we have all of these other values that are highlighted in green, and this value up here. So what this is saying to us is that on the intelligence group in this queue, we're recalling the left palette, and then all of these that are the same color as this are saying, all right, we're referencing the left palette to get our value. So these 0 and 48 values here, I can't change because they are being set in the palette. And the nice thing about this is if I record 20 queues that are using this palette, and then I later find out, these lights were aimed in the wrong position, I can go back in and modify this palette and make an adjustment to the position. And now all of the lights that I just adjust in this palette are going to be adjusted in all of my queues. So there we go. So say you added a palette in like this, and then you later decide, I want to keyframe these, and I don't want them to be linked to that palette anymore. So all you have to do is right-click on the palette and hit Remove Palette. And there we go. Everything is now a real value that we can adjust and keyframe and do whatever we want to do with. So I'll show you a couple of additional things here, and then I think we're done. So the first thing I'll show you is removing a group. So if you want to remove a group from your palette, you can just right-click and hit Remove Group. If you want to remove just one attribute, can right-click that attribute and hit remove attribute. So now it's only going to affect the panning on that group. So say we want to add that back in, we can hit add attribute and then go tilt, and now we have that control again. We can set this wherever we want it to go, and it will do what we tell it to do. And I believe that is all I wanted to cover in this tutorial. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me or leave a comment. And thanks for watching.